We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics.
Watch this.
And a mind.
Yo, we back. We are back. We are back. Yeah, how y'all doing?
Great. How about you?
Listen. Always listen. Otherwise, you will never be able to hear.
Oh, that's so good.
It's knowledge. We started to throw off right. Really, Joe, you like them facts? Always listen. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear.
Oh.
Let me tell you something.
And if you don't hear, you didn't listen.
He who does not listen has no advantage over he who is deaf. Right.
Cool.
We dropping facts all day, every day in the building.
Who does not listen does not have advantage of him who cannot hear, who is deaf.
Facts.
Yes, he does.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Go ahead. Just to be on the contrary, just stir it up. Please explain.
I'm going to tell you the advantage that he has is the option to listen. That's an advantage. The deaf person doesn't have that option, but he who decides not to listen has an option. So that's an advantage.
Very true.
Just like that. Poof.
Boom.
All right. You know what? Sometimes you just got to let them have it. You know what? We keep it moving. We just keep it moving. Turn the car, keep it moving. All right. Whatever make you feel better. If that's how we going to do it, then that's how we going to do it. What I want to do, I'm going to give a special shout out to one of my number one day one fans, Jordan. Jordan, I know you out there watching. I want to send a special big shout out to you, Jordan. He always come up to me and he tell me all type of stuff, how he been supporting and how he been watching. One day we will have to get Jordan on the show. Jordan, if you want to get on this show, what I need for you to do, I need for you to do good in school. Do good on your grades, do good in school. If you do good in school, do good on your grades. There's a possibility that you might be able to join Two Mics and a Mind one day. Ain't that right? That's what we're doing.
Of course, that's right.
We're reaching out to the schools. And I want to bring up
right.
that part about reaching out to the community, because here at Two Mics and a Mind, that's what we do.
Sweet.
We don't just take, but we give back also. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
some people have a masturbating mentality. We don't masturbate around here, okay? It's not about pleasuring ourselves. We give back to others. That's what we do.
Why do you always have to take it so extreme?
Oh, that is great. Oh, gosh.
Hey, let me tell you what I had the advantage of doing this week. What I had the advantage, Resident Joe, of doing this week is I had the advantage to sit back and be a part of Thule's speaking engagement. Oh, man, this woman gave an inspirational speech.
I saw it.
Oh, she did. Thule, you want to speak about it? But before Thule speaks about it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight, I'm going to set the tone. But before I set the tone about her speaking engagement, what I want all y'all calls to do is I want y'all to call in. I want y'all to hit the subscribe button, and I want y'all to hit the Cash App button. I also want y'all to hit the like button. It's 12 people in here. There's no reason that we shouldn't have 24 likes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's 12 people in here. There's no reason why we should not have 24 likes. Ain't that right, Resident Joe? You look confused.
24 likes and there's 12 people. Are you multiplying by 2 because of 2 hands?
Hey, because we have 2 mics.
Woo! Woo, boy, you are. Yes, boy, yes.
What is
Oh,
happening today?
Oh yeah. So to get that cash out ready before we move on in the show, and before I tell y'all how inspirational and set the scene of Thule's wonderful, sensational, spectacular, influential speech that she gave, I'm gonna at least need $12 in the cash app. That's what we're gonna need right now. We're gonna need $12 in the cash app. $12 in the cash app. Thule, I want you to monitor that cash app because we got all these people out here giving out these comments out here. Like somebody talking about he just be saying stuff for shock value. No, I be saying stuff for people like you to put some money in the plate. That's what I want you to do. Don't you be up here with all these comments and ain't putting no money in the plate. That's what you need to do.
Whatever.
Sow a seed. You need to support this ministry.
Wow.
But you know what, Thule? The Resident Joe, what do you think Thule mentioned in her speech? You knowing Thule, what do you think might have been some of the topic that she mentioned in her speech?
She said, "I say what I said."
I don't think I can say she missed anything because she didn't have. I don't think she had a script. She said what she felt at the moment.
Did I don't think she missed anything at all. I'm just curious of your perception of her. What do you think might have been some talking points that she included into her speech? What I'll do is I'll give the audience a little background. What Thule actually did is Thule, she actually gave back part of an initiative to give back to a local school that was located in a different country. She had an opportunity to speak to the kids. I think they were more so elementary age. I don't think they were quite middle school, but I think they were all probably elementary age. And she had the opportunity to kind of speak to them, inspiration and to pour into their life. What do you think were some talking points, Resident Joe, that Thule may have spoken about?
I think she said what she needed to say at that moment. From what I heard in the video was she was talking about experience and giving them advice. And I think that's what they need, especially at that age, grammar school. They look like they were young grammar schoolers and they were listening. They definitely looked like they were listening.
I think they were like middle one, though.
No, they weren't middle schools. They were just short.
No, they the way they spoke to us, they were more mature than middle school. So everybody over there short, but they were
Hey, real talk though. I know where I come from. I've seen my peoples over there. We was deep.
Yes, y'all. Yes,
we were real deep over there. You know what I mean? Y'all are the imposters. Call people are the imposters. I'm of the true vine right here. I'm the true vine.
Americans are tall. Like you might come from another country.
You are hilarious. There he is in the building. The one, the only, the Tony. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Hello.
Let him run. Hey, sweet, how you doing? Listen, I was so proud of her. She had a check coming, but we took it off.
Then we.
Who, Joe?
I do. Thank you. I was so happy.
Tony,
I left before he said something else.
Thule, her and her spectacular speech or whatever, she was going to highlight some of the moments or whatever she was talking about in her speech. I had the opportunity to catch some of the tail end of it or whatever, and I was able to document some stuff. I think she was saying some pretty really encouraging stuff. So Thule, go ahead and share with the audience a little bit more about what it is you were saying, what it is you do, and your experience as though you were speaking.
Wow, wait on. Well,
Let us hear this.
Right, exactly. It was like it wasn't prepared, so it was, spirit of the moment. But I was just there to remind them to find the beauty within themselves and not to get caught up in so many things that this world has to offer, and for them to be positive and know that they are beautiful, different kinds of beauty, that they are beautiful. They don't need, makeup and weave and all this kind of stuff just to think that you are beautiful, but you are beautiful.
Do we have a clip from that? Do we have a clip from the speech or not?
No, I don't have one.
Well, somebody could send it to us.
Mhm.
If they send it to, have them send it to y'all because my phone is
Send it.
down, so they can
Oh,
send it
that's
to
right.
y'all if y'all post in a private chat and I can play it.
Let me see. Somebody.
But that was very influential. Tuli, why were you there? Tell the audience a little bit why were you there?
I was here. I mean, there. I was going to visit some people, and we went to give back. Not only, you know, we went to give back. That was our mission, was to wanting to go and meet some of the children and give back to them. So we were able to impart, not just me, but the other people that were with me. We were able to talk and to share some things with them. So it was very moving, and to hear some of the things that they said, because like one student said, if they had a chance to say something to a kid that was in the United States, what would they say? And the young lady said that she would tell them to be grateful for what they have. That was really touching.
Yeah.
To hear that, because you know, a lot of times, not just the kids, just us, we're just not as grateful as we should be, and it was very humbling to hear that. So
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Yeah. That experience and overall, as a whole, I think was just definitely humbling or whatever. I'm definitely glad to have that experience or whatever. Any other good takeaways that you took away from visiting the kids at the school? Any learning lessons for you? Anything that you learned?
Anything I learned? I learned that they love. I think that some of them really want to see their families and the whole continent in a better state. That they realize that they are using their resources and shipping them off. That they're not producing their own products there, and that there's a need for them to have their own products in their country for their people. So
wow.
Kids were in tune with that, because a lot of things that they said they wanted to do was to come back and help their land, you know, help their country, not necessarily other people. So the kids were in tune, and they definitely see there's a deficit in some areas, and they want to fill that void.
Wow. Well, that's awesome right there. That's very impressive, because you know, kids at that younger age range, you never think their mind will be into something as a mature of a topic as that. So that's really, really profound in itself. So again, I just want to take time out and I applaud you on what it is that you're doing. I think that is really, really something that really, really significant. Just trying to go back and pour back into the youth, whether they're here or abroad. That definitely means a lot, and I appreciate you for allowing me the opportunity to be able to witness that firsthand. And that being said, we also had someone else who was there, the one, the only, the mastermind behind the whole thing in itself is Tony. He also had the opportunity to reach out a little bit and speak to the kids too. You want to share with us briefly, Tony, some of your observations and takeaways from the encounter with the students?
Hold on. I will in a minute. You know, I'm multitasking right quick, but I did hear you. I can hear and do that. And I'm just taking care of finishing up something right quick. And I will share it with you. John, tell us what you experienced while we were gone.
I experienced a whole new world here in Conyers. No, I did. I experienced a whole new world, but no, it was interesting to see someone else being in charge of a place that I congregate and learn from. And yeah, I mean, and most importantly, do you want me to say my experience seeing you guys go through the place you guys were in, or my experience within the synagogue? Because it was two different experiences. I do have to say that while you guys were over there and I was looking at the videos, I was a little jealous. I wanted to be there. It looked beautiful. The heat, and it's something that you said that the kids think differently. I think the kids mature a lot quicker in our countries because of the experience that they're going through. But I think what Tony meant was the synagogue. They were trying to take over. And I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back, Raha.
Yeah.
But I have to say that we do have a little group where we're planning to go on a trip. So I do appreciate that. While you were gone, we started to plan on a little trip. So I do appreciate that. We might be able to go to another country soon.
Oh,
That's funny.
that is interesting. That is interesting. That is very, very interesting. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. But no, I did see a beautiful thing when you guys were over there, and I would have loved to be there. I would have loved to be there. Especially when you guys were in the schools. It's just like the differences, right? If you were to go to a school here in America, I guarantee you probably would not get the attention you got from those kids. Those kids were so well, they were sitting down so quietly, they were listening to you. And then I think that's a beautiful thing. Their culture, although they're poor, they have that culture in them and respect, something that we've lost here in America. So yeah. I did appreciate those videos that you guys were sending.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, we'll definitely appreciate you and all this that you're doing things like that in that particular experience, whatever the case may be. That's really, really awesome. Really, really cool. Just a lot of different things. I know something that I experienced throughout the process is just learning and understanding. I want to do some research on the actual, what is the technical definition of third world country? What's the classification of that? If anybody knows a little bit more, callers, if y'all know any more about that, I want to find out more information about what is that.
I think typically it's going to be something that's kind of impoverished, and look at that, lacking some resources. I don't know really how they came. I'm sure it's a logical reason for, for the English language, the reason they, implemented that terminology, other than just call them, a poor, degraded, country. But I think it always refers to a country that is, pretty much lack some resources and maybe ability to be able to stand for itself. And that's simply only because people should be aware of why why that happens, simply because it's been crippled by, the American system, I say white and European, here system. And that's just the truth. Some people might take it, as deframing white people. It's not. It's just when you've done things for so long a period of time, it would seem as though it's right and correct and it's normal for, the European system and American system to, to rape and destroy and embarrass and deplete, countries with their resources, their food, dignity, their own religion, pretty much on religion. We've all been just given something. And then saying that I'll add in, just the experience of going to Africa, Ghana. I was thrown totally. I had envisioned myself, an idea of what I was expecting to see, and it wasn't. Other than the people that I met some good people there, not talking about the people that we immersed in with us because I knew them, but they were definitely the highlight of the trip. That and being able to go and see, where the slave trade, originated from, as far as, from the Ghanaian perspective. It's not the only place we were shipped from, but going and seeing that and, the building standing and looking at, the skin, the blood, the vomit, and knowing that people laid there, it's like, it was so easy to imagine the horror. I cried a few times, tears on my face. It was, you didn't want to talk, just want to, just sat there and just kind of and bottle it in and just really look at, man, what kind of animals would do that. But then, I was asked a question by one of our brothers, and he asked me, how is it, how do you forgive white people after that? And my answer was, immediate, the same way, Yahuwah forgives us. You know, as bad of a people that they were over us, and the fact that he didn't deliver us from them tells you the type of people our fathers were. So I have to look at it with a different, you know, it's like looking at it from another angle. It lets me know, you know, you heard, our people, they turned away from Elohim, they forsook it, but you don't really understand the magnitude till you see the violence. You know, when you see the outcome of what happened to them and how long a period of time it went on and how long a period is still going, it lets us know, you know, just how serious the situation was. You know, it's just like with, you know, the charges of murder. You know, there's, you know, vehicle homicide, manslaughter. There's so many different types. When you get the first degree, the only thing is 4 years life in prison or murder, or, you know, to execute. And our people pushed and provoked them to a point of execution, not only them, but of the kids, you know, for generations till he wiped out a people. And now he's coming back to establish him a people. I think that Africa hasn't realized that they have been more devastated than we have. The fact that they were left there and having a mentality that they still possess a right and that they still have a connection to their heritage, and they don't. Because, you know, anytime you look at the religion, in order to give you the religion, some other things were erased. They lost values. They lost sight of things. I know America had, but you got to remember, we have no roots. So we had to create roots. You know, for them, you know, they're in a land that their families have been in for generations, and their family has been tricked and bamboozled into believing that things are not as bad as they seem, and this is a normal way of life, but they're behind in time and technology, just in a lot, in roads, construction, just in a lot of things. I seen a lot of things I thought wouldn't happen in Africa. I seen a young girl kick her mother while her mother was disciplined. Do you remember that, Tula?
Yes, I do.
I saw that, and that really mind boggled, you know, because, you know, they teach in Africa, we whip them, we do this, we do that. You know, in America, we whip, you know, you whipped as well. I'm sure, you know, in your country, in South America, other places, you know. But when I seen her kick her mother, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. That's something here, you know, would throw me down. I say, well, that goes along with the rearing. That goes along with you've let too much go. And to see that happen, and, you know, and she spoke to her daughter and told her daughter how she embarrassed them in front of the foreigners. Talking about us, she called her foreigners. You embarrassed her. The foreigners are laughing at you, and that she was completely wrong, because I never laughed about it. I don't think something funny about a child kicking their parent, and she used us to try to tell her daughter, in a sense, to try to reel her in. The foreigners are looking at you. The foreigners are laughing at you. You're an embarrassment. And she was not. I'm looking at, wow. I was just kind of thrown. None of us laughed about it because none of us found it funny. It is just as off-centered there as it is here. You know, for a lot of us, people of color, we've gone back. And for us going back, it was like, wow, you really go back to Africa and you see Africa. And I was expecting this image of things that it wasn't. I was really more shocked and kind of disappointed about a lot of things, you know, because I assume, but I know that I think that the people in America, the so-called Negro, are a very vital asset to Africa, you know, getting herself stabilized, keep along. And with that doing, I think they have to first realize that we are actually intertwined, connected. It's just that long break of the people that were taken away and how long it took for us to recover, to go back. It's hard to get that connection from them. People don't really connect to us like that. It's not a color thing as people thinking, because it's not the same struggle. So they don't see it the same way. I did have an opportunity to ask somebody in Africa, actually one of our aunts, and I said, well, what did they teach all about slavery? And they said, they told us that slavery was good, and the reason that white people brought education, white people brought in infrastructure and other things, you know, and financial things. And I said, wow. And you can say, well, that's dumb, that's stupid. But I mean, it's no dumber than what they told us, that America means freedom to people of color and every other race. And that's not true. You know, all these other psychoses, you know, are some of the imprisonments in our minds that still keep us shackled, you know, from the times of when they brought us off of the ships from being tied up. They still tie us up and interweave us into the lies. And those lies and deceptions keeps us away from one another.
You had the video, wow?
Yes, I do have the video. Everybody, let's take a closer look. Here we
You should
go.
have, and also when you do that, do you have one you can show them a short one so they can see for people who have never seen, you know, Kate. Kate.
I'm limited. I don't have my phone, so I don't have stuff. But if y'all can email it to me, send it to my email. You will post in the private chat,
you know,
and I'll be more than willing to play it.
Okay.
Stay true to yourself. We are very natural, and we do this every day. Not just because we here and it's hot, we want to sweat our makeup out. Every day, this is how we look. So you think we're beautiful? No, beautiful. Yes. Thank you. Every day. We give you guys are beautiful as well. So stay that way. Embrace who you are. Love who you are. Not with anything else on, all these, things that you think that we have, glitz and glamour. Love who you are.
Thank you.
They had one where I talked to them, didn't it? Well, that's fine.
So if y'all send me whatever y'all send me, y'all just email it to me and I'll post in the chat and I'll play it.
Gotcha. I'm trying to, but okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, we're waiting on that. Yeah, that was just an example of all those who just tuning in. This is a special episode of Two Mics Under Mine. We just recently talking about our outreach experience in regards to a recent school that Tula had the opportunity, Tony had the opportunity to speak to or whatever and get a different perspective from students who do not live in the United States. They definitely shared a different perspective. Really, really cool. What I'd like for all those who's watching right now, if I can challenge you and urge you to click the like button, also hit the subscribe button, and most importantly of all, if you can't subscribe, if you can't hit the like button, we actually hit the cash out. Indeed. As a matter of fact, hey, if you can't give $1, then I ask you to do 5. If you can't give 5, then give 10. If you can't give 10, then give 20. Whatever you can't do, just do what you can. Ain't that right, Tula? And I want everybody to always remember,
What?
he who does not listen has no advantage over he whom is deaf.
Stop it. But from
Take it away,
what you
Tony.
were saying, Tony. Well, what you were saying, Tony, I do have to say, looking at those videos for those kids remind me, I kind of grew up being upset, like angry at certain population, I would say, because I mean, I'm sure you know the history, but Spaniards and Greeks, they went all over South America, enslaved our people as well. So poverty came to our countries because of it, and that's something that I grew up seeing because I was born in El Salvador. So poverty came because after they went all over South America, Central America, and slaved and brought slaves to our countries and raped our women, raped those women, and my country was one of the poorest countries in the world. And to see that kind of reminds me of my people, kind of, and it's just so sad to see that they left those places that bad, that poor, and it's kind of hard to get out of that place where those countries are right now. But, it's something I grew up out of, I don't hate Spaniards or Greeks, but I do remember that, my generation did suffer from that. And this kid's generation suffered from that as well. And, of course, in America, I think is one of the most recent suffering from slavery and all that stuff. But it was touching to see those videos. It really was. It was something else. So happy to see that.
And another thing I'd like to mention for people that, make the trip to go over, don't go out with high expectations looking for something from people, because they'll be looking to take you on every end and convince you're their brother. They don't actually see you like that. The word is like Ibrani, it means white person. They'll refer to us as white people because we're not from there. And they'll play the brother role and they'll push you to buy stuff and you'll get this guilt, but we don't have a guilt because we didn't do anything. There's no reason for me to feel guilty about a keep along situation. I feel compassion for the fact that it's torn up, but I don't have a guilt for it because I never contributed to it. Right. I explained to some kids, we're their offspring. I said, those people that you hear about that left here no ship, those people, You heard about diet. We are the offsprings of those people. I said, so you have to imagine how we feel when we see it. We're the residue of those people that were murdered, butchered, and raped, and learned that they would get a woman pregnant and be offered the opportunity to marry her to keep her from being given off as a slave and being killed. They would just go ahead and kill. They would throw them off the slave ships. They would kill them. They said if she was pregnant, they wouldn't wait for her to have a baby, even though they impregnated her. And they would just throw them off to die or kill them. They said, just can't wait. But you think about, here we are, we're the offsprings of these people. So, it's to a point where we have to start getting ourselves together. Like you said, they divide us into span, to think about it. The people, a person can't just be born what they call, quote unquote, called Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Spaniards never refer to themselves as Hispanics. Am I correct?
Right.
You never hear a Spaniard call themselves a Hispanic or Latino. Nope. These are people that came along and mixed themselves in and integrated and created people and made us separatists. And now we look at each other as the enemy, and we separate when it's the same struggle. To know who your fellow brother and sister is in the world, look and see who has a Bible. Because that meant they conquered. Everybody with a Bible is your brother and your sister. Not because the religion actually gives you an understanding. It's because the religion is what they did to disrupt your understanding. They gave us the religion in trade in for our guns. Look at churches. Years ago, they would have come to church, get a certificate, $50. Churches complain about members don't pay tithes, can't get enough money to get things done. But yet they can give you $50 for a gun because the church is sponsored by the government. The government keeps the people oppressed, and you do that by keeping guns out of hand. Look at Europe. They'll come out, and you'll see the people come out on the street. If they had guns, they would be more forcible in their opinions. Because they don't have guns, they're never victorious. They'll take your guns by giving you a Bible. They'll take your will to fight and to survive by giving you a Bible. If you need help, go to church. Church is designed to help you. Churches cannot give you homes, cars, clothes. They might do that for a family. They can't afford to do it. So they'll always get you to where you'll only get enough. You'll never get above just making it. Just making is a dangerous place. Just making me, I can miss slip at any time and I'll turn to a whole nother person. It's imperative that people really start to look at things differently and look at, just how dangerous, and realize we're basically by ourselves. If you're looking for Africa, to me, I'll be honest, what would really do my heart good is to see ships come over, military ships from Africa, saying, I'm coming to get my boy. I came to get my daughter. And when they came with them tanks, it'll say everything. You ain't got some, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to blow. When they see the ships and you come, you say, I come to get my sons and my daughters. You know how many of us that will really just touch our hearts and realize we haven't been forgotten? People don't realize the struggle with people of color. Even with Hispanics, they know that they derived out from the Spaniards. There's some lost puzzle, missing parts before Spaniards. But for us, Africa don't claim us. I mean, we got the skin tone colors. We know where we came from. We ain't crazy, but what tribe? And that's the question we can't answer. We had to go spit on a cup. He take the spit, and the spit goes all the way back to who the first person of me was. That's crazy. So that's like, okay, just say hypothetically, I rape my wife. She's not my wife. Just say I rape her. She's not my wife. So when I spit and you get my spit, how many people raped her? You can take my spit all the way back to the first one of me, and there'll be no divert. Nothing divert or divert out. That's impossible. Because my father, who was a Smith, his father married, my father, who's a Smith, married a Clayton. His father, who was a Smith, never married a Clayton. So he married a Payne. So the Payne bloodline is different. So when you start going, the tree goes, how many limbs come out of a tree? How did you know which limb to follow to get all the way back to tell me my tribe and what happened? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, you don't believe in that?
No, I don't believe it. Not one time.
I've been said I don't believe in that foolishness.
You telling me if I spit, you're gonna take my spit and you're gonna trace back to my mother, her father. So when you get to my mother's father, what about her mother's father? How you know you didn't trace that in? It's too many branches coming. It's too many other limbs come out the branch.
It sound like they want to kick up. Sound like they want to kick up. They disagree. What you say, Resident Joe?
No, I'm just saying I don't know what's worse, because you're saying you don't, so-called African Americans don't know the background. But let's just say South America, we have all kinds of colors, right? Like white, really black. Then you have like the medium-looking people. We're all mixed. So some people say they're Dominican, but really you don't all look alike. And that's because we've been mixed throughout that slavery that South America also went through. And what's worse is that a lot of people are in that ignorance and they don't even know about the slavery that the country went through because of the Spaniards. So I don't think we could ever trace where we come from. I could say I'm Salvadorian, but then who knows where my ancestors really came from, right? My uncle is really black, and then my cousin is really white with light eyes. So it's like it's a very confusing situation. I feel like we don't all, if we really think about it, we all don't know where we really come from, because it's been such a mess with the slavery and the Spaniards and history of what happened in the past. So
Tuli, do you believe in those lineage tests? You sound like you disagreed with them.
Now that he put it that way, possibly not. I did before. Because now, I thought it was possible that you could figure it out, because people find it out.
One man spit, you can follow and get it right the way it's supposed to go and be asked.
So I found out the scam, and I know how they run the scam. They run the scam real good, but before it became really popular, back when I had the opportunity to visit the Underground Railroad Museum. Back when I visited the Underground Railroad Museum, it was around when they just opened. They was doing a grand opening, and what they was doing is for grand openings is you can go up to the top floor, and they would have, I think it was known as the Heritage and Lineage Center at the top floor, and you can go there and they can trace your genealogy, and they would do it for free. So since I was there doing the grand opening phase, I went up to the top floor, and basically what they did is they ended up tracing my lineage all the way back to sharecroppers. Basically, they would ask me, what's the name of my parents? What's the name of my grandparents? What's the name of my great-grandparents? And they would have a book where they would be able to track and trace some of the names. And ultimately, it always went back to someone who was a sharecropper. And once it gets to the point where the sharecropper, at that point, they couldn't trace beyond that. So anything beyond that, I know it seems more of a farce. In terms of tracking and tracing blood, as far as the DNA, how they do it now, based on, like Tony saying, take your saliva or your blood or your hair follicles or whatever it is, they trace you back. I think it's more so there's no way that we can disprove it. So we have to take their word on whatever it is they're saying. And that's how they really run a scam on a lot of us. It's kind of like the way they have these definitive carbon dating exercises where they can say, hey, this bone is 3 million years old. There's nothing that you can really say to dispute that. So some people say, hey, we just have to take it for whatever they say. But I definitely agree with Tony as far as those lineage tests. I think they're a scam. Absolutely, positively. What say you? 2 mics in the mind calls. We want everybody to give us a call. We posted the link. If you want to call in on the link, you're definitely more than welcome. We asked all those people who tuned in right now. There's 28 people in there. We need to have 28 likes. We also need to at least have $28. Tula, check the offer right now. How we come along on the offer?
If there's 28 people, we should at least have $3 a person.
I do. You got it.
We got it. That's what I'm talking about. We reached our goal. Uh-oh. Now we need y'all to come on up a little higher. We come on up a little higher.
What we're gonna do? Why we got them on there? What we're gonna do? We need to get a computer. We're gonna get our list. We waiting on Boston. He working too. As soon as I called in there, he knew he had to come on up. We actually gonna look at donate some to Africa, but it's not gonna be computers or books.
While he's
Hold on, I'm back
Oh,
now.
he's back. Okay.
What I did find while we were in Africa, I would have to say I didn't get out originally at the first to go inside the school. I let you guys go in. But I happened to witness a lady come outside and walk between some rocks, and she used the restroom. No door, no curving overhead. They squat between rocks, just urinate, defecate. This is outside, and you seen the damn current went on.
Yes, sir.
Heat, no covering, and we agreed that we were going to help chip in and put in a restroom, but we're not going to put a restroom in a school where they're already getting help. I don't believe it. And I told them we walked out. I said a lot of this stuff is scam. Somebody donated computers. It ain't the kids. I know everybody just look. It ain't everybody when I say everybody. When I'm saying follow me. A lot of people have learned how to use the sympathy of Africa, which I call a Kipalon, means the mother of creation. They give it to us in a way of guilt. I've come over here and I've been successful, so I want to give back to them. You haven't been successful, you're still here. How can a captured slave help other slaves get away? The reason why Harriet Tubman was able to free other slaves because she gained her freedom. You cannot free people while you're in captivity. You have to gain your freedom. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When Yahushua was here, when did you get your salvation? While he was still here captive in the flesh or after he escaped it? Musha, who came and delivered Yasharal, was he living there in Mizraim when he delivered them? No, he had escaped and got away. That's how he was able to bring them out. It makes no sense that he escaped from where he was in captivity. He escaped at the same time. It was of necessity he needed to leave first. You had to have somebody with vision and foresight to lead you out. These people don't have vision. They don't have foresight to get you out. I'm trying to help our people out and to understand. You have to understand how we got to transition and what we got to do.
Absolutely. That being said,
you're going to shut up and let me finish. This is an African night. Yay! We're going to get a restroom now. And we're going to get our viewers to help us. We want to find a school that's not getting help anywhere else. We want to find one that's not a scam. And we want to get you guys to chip in and listen. And we're going to get the plaque put up there. 2 mics and a mind donated it there. They need restrooms. These kids don't have running water, wash their hands. They don't have. And what's hurtful is the fact they're in the richest continent on the planet. Every resource is there. They need nothing. They don't need apples. They don't need oranges. They don't need cantaloupe. They don't need grapes. They don't need nothing. They don't need olive oil. They don't need nothing that you offer. They don't need strawberries. Yet they are constantly consuming other goods from other people. So we need to chip in. We're going to do that. So we're going to let y'all know we find the right place, but y'all have y'all money on for that. Go ahead. What you going to tell them?
I was saying, you mentioned that video you were speaking. I was going to go ahead and play the video. Tula, she sent me over a copy of the video, so I want to take a moment and share with the audience the video. So here we go. This is Tony also speaking at the school. Tula, that's not the video.
That's not the school. I think Boston may have that, but he might not have it.
You have to show him. Let him see the slave. Let him see what
all right. So the videos and stuff that I'm clicking on, I have no idea what this is. I'm showing because they aren't labeled. So I'm just clicking on in the video.
Hold. These ain't come out your private collection, are they?
No, these aren't my videos. These are just all it is the videos are not labeled. So I don't know what it is I'm clicking on.
Yeah. What video are you trying to show? Because
I don't know. I just have to open it up and click play. I don't know what's on there.
He asked you what video are you trying to play? He didn't tell you.
So the video I was trying to find was a video of Tony Smith speaking to the school students.
All right, just hold on 1 second. Just let me share my screen, because.
Okay.
What about the one?
Can I show?
So I know our time be limited. We get to going. You have to show them. What about showing them let them see the slave where the people went in and when we went in, y'all don't mind.
Why he get his? Well, let's just say he got it too, so just let him do it.
Yeah, whoever got it.
Okay.
Over here.
That was a really quick clip, really short clip. I did find another clip while Sheriff Bostic is researching more clips. This right here is a clip. Actually, a few days after we went and visited, the vice president ended up visiting also. So I'll show you the clip that they had with her really quick. Here we go.
Vice President Kamala Harris used no words on the truth of the United States after a moving tour of Cape Coast Castle, which for many enslaved Africans was their last view of home before they were shipped across the Atlantic in chains in the bottom of overcrowded ships.
The descendants of the people who walked through that door were strong people, proud people, people of deep faith, people who loved their families, their traditions, their culture, and carried that innate being with them through all of these periods. Went on to fight for civil rights, fight for justice in the United States of America and around the world. And all of us, regardless of your background, have benefited from their struggle and their fight for freedom and for justice.
Harris is on her first vice presidential tour of the continent, which takes her to Ghana, Tanzania, and Zambia. Speaking to 8,000 young people in Ghana's capital, Accra, she outlined what she sees as the continent's hopeful future.
Together, we can unleash growth and opportunity that far exceeds what either the public or private sector can achieve on its own. And the United States is committed to build these types of partnerships to increase digital inclusion on the continent. And finally, to create inclusive economic growth and to advance innovation, we must continue to support and invest in good governance and democracy.
Ghana's president said her visit has made a difference.
I'm happy to state that this afternoon's meeting has further boosted the steadfast cooperation between us. And Ghana will continue to collaborate with the United States of America at all levels.
Harris now continues to Tanzania and then to Zambia. Anita Powell, VOA News, Cape Coast, Ghana.
Awesome.
Well, there you have it. That's ultimately a brief look at the slave capsule located in Cape Coast, Ghana.
Why would we let her do it? That whole thing now was a speech out to two countries. That would let Russia and China know. Yeah, we here now. Dumbo just signed away his life with these people and just told him he's gonna stand with the United States. I mean, they're gonna get the Chinese side of it because the Chinese are currently in Ghana. They're the biggest gold miners over there. They're mining, they're taking over, they're stealing gold from Ghana. Sending Harris there and her public let them know the United States will continue to work with Ghana. She was just telling them, y'all done. We're cutting you off. You won't be getting gold from Ghana. You hear the man, he just told you he's going to continue to work with the United States. They're going to back him. He done sold his soul. They're going to have homosexuals coming in now. They're going to get them gay books because they're going to give them money, but you're going to sell everything out that you got. And all these black people running back over there, that whole thing going to be decorated. They're going to be a celebration to white people.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. You go.
Do you have it, Alex?
If Alex is talking, I can't hear what he's saying.
I'm just waiting for my cue to let me know which side y'all want to play. Like y'all, like
Q, go. It's on you. You got it.
I mean, what do y'all want to see? Like which one?
Show.
School.
You saw us walking down the trail and went to last bath. Whatever. People never seen that, and I never knew.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't need to know because we got so many hosts on this show. So all right. Okay. Can y'all see my screen?
No.
Yes.
Let me,
If navigate, you get a problem. Perfect.
That's up on.
Right. Yo, Sneak.
Huh?
Hold on.
This was in the
Can you blow the screen up and make it bigger?
Yes, I can. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get the one that shows everything. Let me get one. That's good.
That's why they took their last bath at. And that was us there. I keep watching that water. We're going to try to take the water and wash out of our eyes, let him see what we asking the Most High, let us see.
Where are you coming from? Because when I have the prayer, as today is Wednesday. Yes, spirit of the Spirit. I don't know whether it has happened to you. I don't know. It happens to me a lot. So I don't normally travel just with any other person. Sometimes I would want to travel, but I've had to wait for a time. So sometimes I could even travel at a very odd hour. Which sometimes I could just be going to I have to leave at 7. I could stay till 11 p.m. or come out just because the spirit tells me this is just like that. Water big tea. Yeah.
I'm trying to find one.
That was amazing. We stand in the same water, stand in the same place where they stood and crossed, and we washed ourselves. The last bath. Put in front of my mouth. Let me speak things that'll, be profitable to my brothers and sisters. Watched our ears, so we've been asking him to let us hear what he wants to hear. Right down is where these people crossed over. Millions of people. That was the last bath they took before they left, before they took them to the castle.
Right. Your eyes gonna be blind. That's our book. He said if we close our eyes, we might not confess. Unless we see with our eyes and see with our ears. We stand with our mouth. So be converted. You'll heal. Okay. Word our people back.
something to be there and just start to think about the things that they had to be thinking. Not knowing what they like. When they came in and they were white, they had no idea. That's when they baptized them. They missed it. Their trouble was just starting for them.
Mm-hmm.
They were coming to get washed to pay for their katayin. I think it's enlightening for people. I think that every person of color, I think every Hispanic person, it'll answer a lot of questions. I think, you know, you go there and you walk the ground like we did, the very ground they walked, we walked it barefooted. They didn't walk with shoes. And, you know, you get your energy from the ground. It just really gave you a lot to think about. It was a lot of, you know, for me, it was a lot of little times I just didn't say anything. I just sat there and it's like you can just feel them, just feel. You don't know the end. You thinking maybe it'll work out and you have no idea. It's not going to work out for you, though. You're not praying your way out of this one. You're not getting your way out of this one. And no doubt they thought they were. Some escaped, but where did you really go? If you went back down, you didn't get delivered.
When did this work? Let's ask it this. So there's no one.
Yeah, it was sad, man.
Yeah. It was heartbreaking. I went in that room, there was 1,000 men laid in on top of each other. Man, it was so hot. And it was just a few of us. It was hot in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, completely dark. And it cut like it was black. I mean, it was black and no light. Mm-hmm. So when they came out, they said when they brought something out, they went blind because they hadn't seen the sun in so long. They came out and saw it. They were blind.
Mm-hmm.
But he told you, Yahuwah told us he blinded us. They know that first blindness wasn't in their eyes; it was in their heart. But it really is something to give you to think about. I mean, listen, those people had no idea when he took them. You're not getting away. You're gonna pay. Even if they escaped, they went to the north. Did they really escape? You telling me that people of color in the north have it better than people in the south?
Mm-mm.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Where did you go?
Mm-hmm.
Business, you always have to be kind of spirit. Knowing who your creator is and having a relationship keeps you grounded no matter what you see people do. You always have to have something that keeps you from going and doing what other people do. You'll see people do drugs, you'll see people in gangs, you'll see people go to jail, you'll see people do prostitution, you'll see a lot of different things in life. You'll see people. You need something to keep you grounded. Your relationship with your creator is the most important part. When you guys have all heard about it, I'm not going to use God, but the Father has a name. Y'all say hallelujah? Yah. It means praise Yah. His name is Yah. We always want to keep a relationship with Yah. He is our life. His name is Yahuwah. His name means existing. It means I exist. We need to always know when you get out here, you're going through things, you're never alone. He exists. And because he exists, he is a part of our existence. So you want to always have that relationship and know who you're serving, know what he is set for us. Life will seem hard, it will seem difficult at times, but that's where we get our most resilient strength from. Being overcome out of the situation. You guys have an opportunity to go up here and out. We are the descendants of the people that the white people took out of Africa. So we had to fight to get to a point where we can come back. We left here, our parents left here chained. They left here, some died. They were killed when they got there. We were starved, we were beaten, we were hated. And then we still face that today in America. You know, a lot of you guys want to come to America. It's always a fight wherever you go because of our skin color, because of the people we are, because of they can't stop us. You always got to keep yourself rooted. Know your creator. Get the different that they're giving you so you can continue to compete. But the more thing you want to be able to make sure you're always secure in yourself. Don't make it a fight of everybody in the world. People in the world are doing all kinds of things. You don't know why. But you just know you have to stay grounded. You know what you have. Stay focused. Don't let people get you off. Okay? Appreciate y'all guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for sharing that video, man. That right there was just interesting. Always good stuff. Definitely a humbling experience or whatever. Sharp Boss, you want to share a few of your thoughts throughout the whole thing? 'Cause you had to experience it firsthand.
Me personally, I'm still trying to gather everything. It's a lot to soak in. A lot of different mixed emotions. It just just hearing everything that I 80% knew. Just hearing it over in Cubalon, it just kind of it rang home. One was knowing that the first church of Christianity was established right there at Cape Coast Castle.
Right.
As slaves were underneath in the dungeon, about 1,000 men, they was actually having church service on top of them. And what they was considered the equivalent of kind of heaven and hell, as far as us being in the dungeon, screaming, clawing, hungry. It just, just knowing those things, knowing that the slave ship Jesus left off the same coastland on what Ra always talks about, the different names they gave the ships. And what really wrong home was me thinking that Europeans, actually went in there and fought Africans and came and captured us and took us off the land. What did not happen as I thought. It was more or less of our own disputes as tribes, the captains of each tribe fighting of each black tribes of our descendants being captive and selling us to the Europeans to be sold over the Atlantic Ocean. So, which kind of resonates home here. It's the same fight. It's a divide amongst us here, and of course, the weak of us get sold over to the Caucasian or the strongest or the highest bidder. And so it's just a lot of mixed emotions. I'm gathering my thoughts. I'm just seeing, where things stand. I mean, it's one thing when you hear it, when you over in the land, and you seeing people that's way less fortunate, no bathroom, haven't touched air conditioning for months. They go home in the heat. They go to school in the heat. They walk home, having 2-3-year-olds walking on the side of the road, with no parent. I mean, that's just how life is. And you get over in the States and you just, you figure out, like this norm, and it was just rough, man. It was rough. It was rough. Just really trying to, soak it all in. It's hard to get a lot of those experiences on one visit. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
The first visit was more of a culture shock. You trying to figure out what's going on, what's the culture, how things go, moving like that. Now when you get back, you kind of put yourself in a mind perspective. Okay, the next time I go, these are the things where I see these things I want to do. And it's just a lot, man. Preacher was talking about Harriet Tubman, being free and being a captive. A lot of people don't know Harriet Tubman. She fought for reparations, because I don't know if you know, Harriet Tubman was actually a spy for the American military. That's how she started, right? She actually was a military soldier, being a spy. So that's how she kind of got a lot of her knacks and her trades. So at the end of her tour, same thing we said about military people, they get not only reparations, but they get their military benefits. She was only getting like $5 a month, and she had to fight to get that. She didn't get that to the end. So it's a lot of things, you know, on what we were taught and the work that we put into America that we don't reap the benefits. And so she was just one example and fought in the last minute, but I'm really appreciative of the time I spent over there. Just by knowing a lot of them, everything's a cash society over there. They don't use credit-based system. They don't use finance. And you know, they just whatever they make, you know, they make. The average person makes $400 a month, US dollars. $400 US a month. That's crazy. And we finally say we need $7.25 an hour. $7.25 an hour over there is just you know, you've been a great, you know, a good situation. But these are all my thoughts that I've been going through. Think about things have changed, things of how we can move as a people, as a race. But it's just to know on what Christianity has done to our people. But before Christianity even touched base, how we fight and divide one another. That's before Christianity came into place. Yeah. Fighting ourselves. We was capturing ourselves. We was trying to get ahead of ourselves. And that's what the fight we do right now. But the main thing I try to, you know, go over is the inner peace of oneself. Because at the end of the day, if you ever looked at the kids on when they was in school, the desk was only about 2 by 2, 2 by 3. It was just small. It was a small little desk. They was very content, and they looked at the Western culture as a free, happy people.
Right.
And before we left, we definitely tried to tell them, "Nah, man, it's not like that. We just fighting to get ahead." And what we consider getting ahead is a luxury to them.
Yeah, exactly.
We are spoiled, rotten, brat people. Point blank.
Facts.
From hospitals to how the police. Yes, the police gun us down over here, but them police over there, they can't do nothing. They just a security guard at court.
Yeah, I don't know, they're a little less than that.
They're not coming to save you, and we are spoiled people. I was talking with somebody that was over there, and I said, "Man, you got your citizenship in Ghana?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "So you renounced your citizenship in the United States?" They was like, "Nah, man. Why the blank would I do that? I ain't never leaving. America is my home. Man, something kick over here, I'm going home." You really have to really think about it. Like, man, you are really in a third world country almost. You know?
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want the freedom of, you know, providing for yourself? But you provide for yourself, you got to own your own military, your own security system. Right. There is no ADT. There is no internet to be able to call the police to come in. It's not going to happen. Right. You have to hire your own people in the front. So
that's true.
And then I asked my wife, I said, "Do you see yourself moving over there?" I asked Tawanya, "Do you see yourself moving?" They said, "I got to have a compound. I got to live almost like I live in America over there." Yeah. And so it was humbling, man.
There's a lot of stuff that's light years behind. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they way behind, man. It's kind of like using that portal that our brother Aki saw.
He was in the portal, man.
Yeah, we was in that portal, you know. And man, I enjoyed myself. Once I got back, it's like you still haven't, you know, grasped the thoughts or whatever. But
that's very true. Yeah.
But the more history that I learned, that I see, I'm more appreciative and try to see what time zone that we're living in right now. But we are a spoiled people. I'll leave it like that. The things you have is way far greater than what they have. The average person makes $400 a week. Rent is only $50 a month over there in certain areas. So, I mean, man, I'm grateful for what I have, and I just, you know, I'll leave it like that. I'll talk all day, man. But
man, well, I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts. Absolutely, man. It's definitely a humbling experience.
That was a good question to ask your wife. Do you see yourself living out there? Do you guys see yourself living out there? That's for you, Bostic, Thule, Tony, and the Love Doctor. You guys see yourself living out there?
No, absolutely not.
No, ma'am.
I gotta have some stuff. Ooh,
hey, listen, man, it's crazy because, you know, hey, listen, they had air conditioning in the van, but preacher still was standing up by it, like,
yeah,
I need more. You know, I need more. And it's kind of like, man, we so used to having, and when you get over there, what we consider as normal is like, nah. When you can't brush your teeth with the tap water,
that's it. Yes.
You gotta realize.
You know how many times I had to keep that in my mind, not to let that toothbrush touch my. Toothbrush. I gotta throw it in the trash.
For 8 days, we're using bottled water to brush our teeth.
Yep.
We can't eat fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, not because we're scared of the land, but because our body can't physically handle the things that they have. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So not drinking the water, they're washing the water with the fruit, they're washing the food. So we gotta take pills and just ice. We can't put ice in our drinks because it's the same water from the tap. But you get kids that's drinking the water and they happy to have the water because well, we just
not a problem.
We just a spoiled people, man. But you know what though? This what I realized. What's the topic of discussion? It seems like even if just say we were sold in slavery, right? We were sold. Our fathers were sold into slavery to come here, and we have a better life of the people that didn't leave, right? Of the people who didn't get sold. So, however, where is the allegiance? What is the due diligence? What is the trade-off? Should they come get us, or should we go save them to come here? Right? And so that's what you fight. You fight to say, well, dang, y'all ain't come get us. But it's like, okay, we have the resources. Should we go save them? But we're saving what land are we fighting, And it just comes down to that source of your being or what you believe as in your source with the creator. That's what should link you over there. Because when Robert, Patrick,
Stephen,
Mercy, Stephen, when South Palm, all those got immersed, it's kind of like that's what makes our allegiance. That's what makes our bond, and our connection. So just to answer your question, Joe, living over there, yes, I can do it, but I'll be proving myself a point on how can I live and build myself from the ground up, because it's rough now. You ain't gonna go over there and think you finna, oh yeah, I'm gonna start my life over. No, start your life over means getting adjusted to the weather, being able to be on that toilet every day, 3 to 4 times a day, right? Because it's happening, because your body can't handle all that.
Right.
I ain't never been cleared that much. I said I done lost so much weight. I don't know what's going on. I'm serious, man. You like, man.
I remember one day I had to get up late. I told you, I said, hey, I went out that day. Listen, I started bringing my last will and testament. I ain't feel good at all.
So Tony, I didn't hear from you. Do you see yourself living out there?
Cool. They didn't be coming up with some bulldozing. Mother restaurants. Everybody, they cook me some of my fried rice. I don't want to see another Chinese person. I mean, every meal they have fried rice.
Oh yeah, it's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get from the right plate, they slamming. One place is slamming.
Yeah.
But really, they need too much. I don't do nothing. I still need to know what's out there though. Like I know downtown Atlanta, there's something going on down there. I ain't going. I just like to know something going on around me.
Right.
Down there, that dog, street lights ain't working, don't work, power shut off, cut off. Yeah, I ain't trying to do that. Yeah, the whole power just kick off. You ain't got no generator, you be done for a minute.
I had to come back. I had to come back home and eat a fish fillet just to realize how Baraka I am in the United States.
You know what? You hilarious. Whatever. You could have got you a fish fillet over there. They had McDonald's or Burger King.
What about Burger King?
No, I had one last night too.
I had to have an American fish fillet because I realized how Baraka we are to have something so systematically, perfectly made of bread, cheese, tartar sauce, and that patty.
Pickles.
It just
That's
was
further behind in Africa. We told them
Hilarious.
that's way behind.
I had to. You right. I had to get that thing last night.
I had to stay home. Like I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
And then I had to cook, and they cooked it fresh for me too.
Yeah, I told them I'll wait. I said make me a fish fillet and I'll wait. 20 minutes I'll wait.
This is what you gotta ask yourself.
And throw a 20-piece nugget in there for no reason. I'll wait.
Oh.
Wow. Those
Hilarious.
niggas were real back in the 80s. They were good.
That was last night. I don't know why, but that thing was slick last night. I said, "Oh my goodness."
Real backslider.
I was so hungry last night. I said, "What could I get?" And everything was closed after 10. I said, "Oh, McDonald's." Yes, let me go over here.
These guys over here running McDonald's down. Man, look here, man. Y'all better leave them people alone.
I'm trying to go in that parking lot. I'm trying to run somebody over.
Y'all be over there. Y'all could be over there and Cuba.
Listen, man.
That's true now.
Yeah.
Hey, so check this out. I'm curious. What are some good positives that you took away from it, Shara?
I'm saving every dime I got. You know, I'm saving. I'm stacking my cash and try to, you know, invest back over there. Because I mean, if you want to be smart, you got to make US dollars and invest back to those countries to get rid of export out.
You build your money up.
You build your money up. You get what I'm saying? The problem is here. I was just talking to the problem is here is the people that's here in the States that consider themselves African Americans, they have nowhere to call home. This is home. Right. This is us. This is it. You don't have nowhere to go to say, let me send money home. You pick on the Mexicans, but they have somewhere to send their money home. You pick on of African descent, of Ghana, of Senegal, of Nigeria, but they have somewhere to call home send home to get out of the rat race, come back, make money. We don't have nowhere. This is it. What you consider safety, when this shall go, this ain't no safety. We ain't got nowhere to send nothing home. You know, so I did take away, you know, it's kind of like you got to be grateful what you have, and you have things that superfluity that's more than necessary that you own and you possess. You know, and so I'm starting to cut and I'm starting to just be more wiser, you know, and be grateful for what I had. So that was definitely a takeaway. And I might be selling linen and dashikis by January. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When Black History come next year, February, we should have a plethora of African American, of a Black Baptist and Methodist Presbyterian church that will have their dashikis customized.
Get it.
Oh, I got me. Listen, y'all. I got me a couple made. Y'all see me. I got me a couple made.
Yeah, we're gonna be clean. You're gonna be clean.
We're gonna be clean.
Oh, that's right.
You're gonna be clean, and you know, I fit in over there. I realized my people was in the market. That's what I realized. That market was home to me. It was out of willing and dealing, and somebody.
Listen. That market, boy. Look here. I could have been in that market all day, man.
We were.
Yeah, thank you. Matter of fact, you did hold us up all day.
We were. You did it. You did just that, sir.
Hey, look at him, boy. The market bargains. Look at him. Ooh.
Bargains. We missed.
You almost got us killed.
No, y'all almost got y'allself killed. I was shopping. I don't know what y'all were doing. Y'all got off task. That's what y'all did. Y'all got off task.
I'm talking about that African want to kill you. You offer him 3 CDs for a shirt.
You had offered $4. No one to the last. I got $4.
He offered somebody $4. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. And he gonna get on me back to 3, and he offered him 4.
Listen, do y'all realize when we was leaving Cuba, we didn't have no cash. We didn't have no CDs. We only had cards. The only person
Hold on. Explain to him what a CD. A CD is not a compact disc. A CD is CEDI. CD. That is the form of currency.
Right, and it's 12 to 1. $1 US is 12 of them.
No, not 12 to 1. 11.7.
That's very true.
It used to be 8. I'm trying to tell they lost 4 more. That's how America work. They take your coming down with them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See.
Oh man, oh goodness, man. But we got some guests that came in on the show.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
y'all.
Confederate, nephew.
How y'all doing, Confederate? How y'all doing, nephew E? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome,
I'm
welcome,
pretty
welcome.
good. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? That's good. Welcome back.
Welcome to America.
That's it. Come on, y'all came back to America, huh? And y'all ain't do the coming to America. You coming back to America.
I heard that.
I used to work with some guys from in the job that I was when I was forklift operator. A lot of those guys were from Ghana and Ethiopia and different parts of Africa. Now I see why they say they the king when they go home, and Prince and all that stuff, because them guys used to go home and, you know, take all of what they had over there. And now I know now from the experience that y'all went to, now that when the people see them, they see them with all the stuff they got. You know, they like, man, where you get that from? So, but I've talked to a lot of people from those countries and worked with them, and especially a guy from Ghana. His name was Kwame, and he used to talk about his country all the time, and you know, the things that they went through and the things that they, you know, had to do. And he said he ain't never going back. He visited, but he's not never going back. So now I can understand now. You know what I'm saying?
You can't hardly get nowhere. You live at the wrong time. You're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Listen, you can't drive on that street.
Right.
Bicycle. Right. Who could drive on that street from America that you know?
Only that driver. Only our hired trained local drivers. The only one that can drive. Listen. No red lights. They don't obey the red lights. They don't obey no traffic. Anything goes.
Right.
And you can drive on any side of the highway you want to.
That's the only place you'll tell Satan to take the wheel. Because you got to be. Nothing. Listen, there is nothing main good, just safe. It's just reckless. Wrong side of the road. Hit. I met two kids who got hit by cars.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the norm. Like, dude got on the side of his face, his throat.
Right.
He was in the hospital for a whole year. Because just crossing the street.
Right.
It's just, it's rough, man.
Yeah.
They'll hit you in the crosswalk. They don't stop.
Don't stop. Keep going.
Man, we had somebody in front of y'all. Got a video about that man pushed his kid across the street. He had to go back.
Oh yeah.
That's the truth. He thought all of them couldn't make it, so he pushed the kids in the back. And
right.
He went back. Yeah, you got that video.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah, I talked to a lot of them. They say the same. You know, they were saying what y'all was saying, and he said he ain't going back. I mean, he had been here for almost, at that time when I met him, he had been there for almost 10 years. He said a long time he go back, he come right back quick. He don't stay long. He go down there for a couple of days and turn around. I think his parents were still living at the time. He went back home and see them, and he sent money. You know, like you say, they send money back to where they come from. So, you know, when they go over there, they more of a, they like royalty because they got their membership to come here. So, you know, when they go over there with tell them all the stuff that they eat. And when they eat something over here and they come from over there, I mean, it's like when you young and go to a restaurant for the first time when you young, you know what I mean? When they come over from over there and eat over here, man, they cherish that food. They look at it, they open it up, and it's like gold to them. And he was eating I didn't eat something from Jack in the Box at that time. He was sitting there I watched him. He was just sitting there. He was sitting there looking at it, like observing it. You know what I mean? Like, man, what is this? I'm like, man, that's a cheeseburger, man. And he's like, look here. I'm telling you, he was actually looking at the cheeseburger like, like something like my hands to my face. Yeah. That's how he was looking at the burger. And he was just absorbing it like, man, my goodness. And when he bit into it, he like bite it and enjoy it. Like, like, God, I'm like, man. And now I know why. Now I know why. Now, so I got to go back and apologize to him when I find it.
Yeah, you need to apologize, man.
Apologize, man. I'm gonna say, look here, man. I apologize for making fun, man. That's cold, man. That's cold. But,
whole street.
Right.
You never seen that many people out on the street that went just selling.
Just one time.
The whole city was a flea market. Anywhere you go, flea market.
Everything for sale.
Out on the street, man. Listen, these folks on the street, they can do anything, man. I mean, you just like they get you. Right. They don't want to let you go. They want them CDs out your hand, man. They got to do
But you went over there with a stack of little doc. You went over there with a backpack full.
No, you already know. You already know.
He did. He was all one that had money when we left.
I know you passed out that wound management over there, huh?
Hey, man, you got to let them know. You got to educate them. That's where it all starts, but that's where it all starts.
That's right. I mean,
yes, sir. That is where it all started. The motherland need to know about the wound management. That's why I call it motherland.
Motherland. I love y'all for what y'all do, and what's been done. What y'all take the courage to go and light our people. Yeah, to light our people. What hurt me the most about people here, on how they take it and they twist it. You know what I mean? And they take us and they give up on our people. You know what I mean? No matter the circumstances. That's what hurt the most. That these guys, these leaders, and these people who don't have the courage to go over there and not only do it over there, but right here at home, they don't do nothing. So I can see now they know they're not gonna go over there and do anything. You know, and for them to just, you know, take us like that and just do us bad. And you know, we all the same people. You understand what I'm saying? And like you said, those people took their last bath and never knew that was their last one. You understand what I'm saying? And that's heartaching. They know what they was walking into. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they washed their face, washed their hands, and realized that was it. Man, that's heartaching. And then to see our people, you know, come over here and do us the way they do us and take us and just treat us any kind of way. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all go over there and just let them know, man, that we here and we love y'all and we care about y'all. So I mean, like I say, I can't say it no better than anybody, man. You know, just that's just a wonderful thing to see and do. Cause you know, like I say, you see these big time people got everything and they don't help worth of nothing. You know what I mean? You try to call and ask them for help and talk to them. They will get back with you. They'll give you their assistance. But y'all over there in the flesh. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't on no phone call on the computer. Y'all went over there. You know what I'm saying? And looked them in their face. That mean that mean a lot to them. You understand what I'm saying? That mean a lot to some of it. If all of them don't grasp it, somebody will. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, just to go over there and take our time in y'all life to go over there and let them know that you care and to teach them, man, that's a wonderful thing to do. I wish I could have been with you. Because man, that's heartaching. You know, and like I say, it do make you appreciate life. You know what I mean? It really do. Because everybody, you know, you say it all the time. A lot of people got it worse than we do. And so, you know, just to see that, like, yeah, we complain over nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, like you say, man, some people got up that day, man, that was it for them. You know what I mean? We lapped up with each other. I read about it all the time, the stories, and I see the stuff that our people struggling and went through. People try to pull us out of that, man. You know, to help our people pull out of that, man. You know, hey, man, that's a good thing. And you keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you, that nephew. What's going on, Confederate 48?
That's right.
Oh man, it just went out again. He's been having technical difficulties left and right. Okay.
He think you told him, hey, what's going on? Get going on. He just left, man.
Nah, I think he having some difficulty because he come back.
Yeah, he's been having technical difficulties. I've been watching him log on and off, and he's been having technical difficulties all night. Yeah. Thought he was able to join us temporarily. But we appreciate you calling in there, nephew E. We appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Man, it's nephew E, man. This is experience, man. It's definitely an experience, you know?
Yeah. And I see why some of the people over here, you know, the people from other countries, man, they say the stuff that they say, especially from coming from over there. And like I said, that was a while back in, you know, 2008, you know, when I was working up there and 7 and stuff like that. And I talked to those people, man. They was from everywhere: Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica. It was just a warehouse full of them, you know. And they, man, look. They come over here. I'm American. They'll tell you quick. They're American. They're not going back. That's just real talk. They say they're not going back. They look here, and now since I know why now, I see now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see now. Yeah, I see now. And I'm like, I'm gonna file him and apologize. I am. I'm saying, man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but man, I apologize. My bad.
I've been to Europe.
Right.
I've been to Africa.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They're the place you want to be. We got to
right.
Don't be fooled. Not be fooled.
Right. Right.
I've been to Europe. I see some nice stuff too.
Right. Right. It's here right here. Huh? Come on back home, huh?
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Like,
Listen, man.
At the end of the day, who got the short end of the stick? We was sold over the
right.
Man, right now.
Listen. But how many people call you nigga over there?
Nobody.
Huh?
Nobody.
Let me tell you what. I live over here, and you can nigga me down every day.
Don't even matter, huh?
Y'all hilarious. Oh my god.
You can't stop my flow.
Well, say,
Y'all are hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yo.
Wow.
Listen, man.
Wow, that's cold. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see now.
We went through a rainforest. We walked the rainforest. I look at the girl saying, "Do not shake the trees. The monkeys in the trees. We have the green mamba, 250 elephants. We have, I think she said the jaguar or the leopard.
Yeah.
The African rock python. I said,
time to go.
I said, that's the one that hunt men. She said, yeah. As they are all sleeping, it is highly unlikely they will come out in the daytime. I said, where your weapon at? She had a cell phone and some tight pink jeans on. Don't worry about it. I said, as soon as sun come pushing her over.
Right.
You done.
I told that lady, I said, let me tell you something. None of those animals are asleep, okay? We're in the forest, they're watching.
Yeah,
I said,
they watching. That's right.
He hunts men.
That's right.
You're not likely to catch men at night. You likely to catch men in the daytime.
Daytime, yeah.
Small kids, they calculate it.
God,
I'm like, y'all don't bought in this stuff that these animals are all asleep, and people believe that Ari Lion, that this thing is asleep all day. He get up at night. I don't know where to get this stuff from.
Right.
They must have slept at night because how their eyes and their lenses they pull in more light.
Right.
That's like to be seen.
Right.
But they were hunting in the daytime. Anytime they get a chance to hunt, they gonna hunt. So to say an animal ain't gonna come out to the night. I don't know where you got this from.
Right.
Well, they done taught them something that we don't know about. We walked 7 deadly bridges.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Y'all you walked 2 of them.
Hey,
you walked one
listen.
bridge starting out the deadly, then you walk the walk of shame.
Hey, I survived it. Some of y'all took longer to catch on. I caught on quick. Hey, some ain't realize they didn't realize they were dead until they were on bridge number 7. I picked up when I was on bridge number 2.
Hey, now I see why George Foreman lost that fight to Ali. He was in Africa, man. That's why he lost. He was in Africa. He said he didn't like it down there. Yeah, he said he didn't like it down there. That's why he lost that fight. I see now. I believe him now. I believe him.
Well, you know, it's amazing you brought that fight up.
Right.
They actually threw that fight. He didn't do it. They threw that fight.
Right.
Before, look this up and check behind me.
Hold on now. I know you like Muhammad Ali, but just take the L now. Don't take anything away from George.
Look this up. George Foreman had own mouth. He said his corner had talked to him that night and told him, do not listen to the referee.
Oh, wow.
Listen to my count. Look this up while I'm talking.
Right.
If you go back and look at that fight and look up that comment and you watch it. I looked at it after he told me he was not knocked out.
Right.
He said, I heard the referee count.
Right.
My corner was behind them. He said, if you look, I sat up. He said he was so angry after he realized they set him up. Why would my corner tell me, listen, You go down. Don't listen to the referee. Listen to my count.
Right.
Don't work. Look it up and say, yeah. If you look at it
Wait,
now,
hold on. George Foreman saying that his corner told him to throw the fight.
No. Okay. What did this man listen to?
I'm trying to get the storyline. You said he said to listen to. I'm lost.
His corner threw the fight.
Throw the fight. Yeah.
Why would I tell you this? If you go down, don't listen to the referee. Listen to my count.
Right.
Look at it. Pull that little scene up when he got out. Watch it when you look at it.
Right.
That's why he said, if you look, he jumped up his gloves. He was like, watch that. Yeah. He was mad when he right there. He was like, well, I'm listening to the count. I was
he got up. He wasn't knocked out. He was just knocked down, but he got up.
It don't make sense. Pull that little clip up and see it.
Yeah.
Or that fight. We just look at it from what I told you.
Yeah. I work with his nephew at the job, but I work with his nephew. Actually, I grew up the church that I grew up at, right across the street from where he trained at. So I know him. Yeah, he's from Houston, Texas. Yeah, he's from Houston, Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up on the church that that I went to, and my old man was a preacher at. Where he trained there was right across the street. So yeah. I used to see him ever since I was a little boy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's from Houston, Texas. He's from here.
I know it.
Oh yeah, he's time.
He don't know what he won the belt twice, right?
Yeah, he got it from Joe Frazier.
Yeah, he lost Michael Moore.
Yeah. He got Michael Moore. Yeah, back in the 90s. Yeah, he got older. Right. Yeah. He was the oldest one to win the belt. Champion. Yeah, oldest heavyweight champion to win the belt. Yes, sir.
I like Michael Moore.
Yeah, Michael Moore's good.
I thought he was gonna be the next Mike Tyson. He got to come in that ring. He got to come in. I thought George was asleep. George cut that watch machine on and sleep. Watch that dude out. He's like a white ring. He's like the bottom of the ring. You ever seen a white cloth that's stuck in the bottom of the white? You gotta reach your hand and pull out.
Reach your hand out there and put. Yeah.
Then why did they fight him?
Yeah. Right.
30 seconds left in round 8. Very even fight. Ali, a sneaky right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman. It's the combination. 3, 4, 5, 6. Foreman gets up to the knee. 8. That's it.
Oh, he counted him out way before he got up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he counted him out before he got up. Yeah, he did that Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas thing. Yeah, he counted him out before he even stood up. Before he was on 8 when he counted him out.
Hey man, y'all, let's not do this. Let's not do that now.
Wait a minute.
Let's not do that. Y'all, listen. Take the L. Just take the L. Take the L.
Oh my goodness! I got
Confederate 48. What do you think, Confederate 48? What do you think about what you just saw?
In terms of the fight?
Yes, sir.
I would like to start out with greeting the panel tonight.
Yes,
Miss Tooley,
Hey,
Dr. Joe, the Wolf Bostic, Nephew E, the one and only Love Doctor.
Yes,
this is your neighbor, Confederate State 48, saying hit that like button, hit that subscription, hit that like, and hit that cash out. I guess for the fight, for all intents and purposes, they just did what they had to do to sell tickets. I mean, because Ali was the heavyweight champ of the world. He was fighting against political issues at the time. They needed a storyline, to hype it up like any other, championship bout. And I just believe that the count wasn't a fair count. I mean, it was obvious that Foreman was up, before the count of 10. It seemed like they counted him out before he got up, but that's just my perspective. But I would like to kind of add to the commentary from earlier tonight when you four had the opportunity to go to Cubalon, and I'm just glad to have you all back, and in light of everything that's going on in the world today, it could have very well turned out, somewhat different, but we give Tahali to Mr. Yahuwah for bringing y'all back safe to the soil.
That's right.
And I'm so grateful for that. But there was something that you showed a segment on earlier tonight with Vice President Kamala Harris when she sat down at a press conference with President Addo. That she was going there too, also to push the homosexual agenda on Ghana. And I wanted to see what you all's take was on that, because from my understanding, verbally he said that he would not consent to turning over the society to a homosexual society, based on what I saw as far as the news conference. But you guys were actually there, so my question would be to the panel is, if any, how much homosexuality and how much LGBTQ with all these letters, how much of that was actually you guys exposed to in the region that you all were in, and so when you guys said about would you trade off from living in America opposed to Cuba, to Ghana specifically, I obviously haven't been there, but from what I've seen here and experienced in America, I would love the opportunity to be able to experience something different. I would probably, and I might just be talking, but I would probably trade off my luxuries of America so I can live in a society where I'm not faced with the homosexual agenda and all of these different things. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of issues in which they face too. But I mean, to be honest, I've been here long enough. I've seen pretty much everything it is to see in America, and the experience would be sobering for myself to be able to go somewhere to know that I could survive outside of a colonized United States. Like Sarah Bostic he preached a message a while back, and it still resonates with me. And it was about in Philippians 4, and he said, Shaul said, I learned. It was something that he had to acclimate to being with and without, to being content, and to how to live with very little and to live in abundance. And so though I haven't experienced living in abundance, I'm quite sure if I was looking at it the eyes of my contemporaries in Ghana, they would probably say I'm living in luxury. But to the average American, I would probably be living in poverty. But I would like to experience that opposed to living in these luxuries here in a rat hole, as I would call this place. So that's just my thoughts on that. But I want to see what you guys' thoughts was when it came to how the culture is in terms of sexuality, and would you trade that off for living in America?
No homosexual at all, I think.
Non-existent.
Let me tell you something. It's the fact of what all it lacks. Like, you couldn't go there and be a person ill. I was speaking to a person that was telling us about, remember Mo? He had a motorcycle accident with his leg, so he was in the hospital. I think he said 3 months. The price was low. He said 8 o'clock, man, they shut down. He said, you're in a room with like 20, 30 other people. You definitely can't piss on yourself till they come back in and come back into work, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. So you figure 8 o'clock, they closed the hospital closed down for the nurses done.
Right.
So, people died in the night. You got monitors to let you know, alert come. They done. They'll come see you at 5, 6 in the morning with all your defecation, whatever you did, vomited, and you're a person that you're not mobile to get up and help you. You're done.
Right.
So there's still a lot of things. The roads are horrible, and I tell y'all, listen, driving, and you got to be somewhere. Say you got to be somewhere like 8 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, up and gone. What's gonna happen, Boss? They got to be somewhere else an hour away at 8 o'clock in the morning. And they get them to
fired, man. You fired, you home.
Done, man. It's a wrap.
Done, man.
You got to leave so early. Listen, traffic is so bad. Do y'all understand that people stay at the work? They stay at work hours after they get off just to let traffic get through.
Wow.
Dang.
Hours. You hear me? Hours.
Right.
Man, I say, man, yeah, now this place, y'all just stay. I'm gone. Man, listen, man, I said then right here, I said, you know what? You gonna give me the shirt to get on that plane and appreciate. When we went over there, he saw it. I said, man, look, man, I done a live stream from America.
I heard that, man. I heard that. Wow.
I had a different vision of how, you know.
I think we all did. I think we all did.
That's a total cash society. Listen, that's a total. And you know what? It's a total cash society. So, I mean, everything they buy cash. Their house, their car, it's cash. They don't have no. I need to get. You know, I need to try to. You know, go to the bank and get a loan. Ain't no loan. I mean, you gotta have money.
Yep.
If they loan you the money, you have to pay it back in 1 year at 35% interest.
Damn.
Yeah. Average person. Now, Boston said the average person pay with $400 a week. That is not true. I think meant to y'all $400 a month. You said a week.
You said a month.
He said a month.
He said a month.
I thought I heard you first say a week. I'm sorry.
I said a month.
Listen.
That's their whole salary.
Listen, if people make less than that, man, making $140 a month is decent money.
Yes.
Listen, man, you can make $5 a day. Tell them, y'all. I mean, you know, over here, it's more you. And I know what they need to do to increase their system. I tell you, you're gonna have to move to the fiat system,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta have inflation to control people from getting all the goods. I mean, it's a phony society, but if you had everybody with wealth, do y'all know we wouldn't have any goods?
Right. That's right.
Everybody buy everything up. So you wouldn't have, and so you have to have a society that's somewhat controlled, so you can't allow people to get too high, but you don't need people to, you know, homelessness and you don't need people like that. It's certain things in society should be paid for. Anything healthcare should be free.
Right.
As far as a heart attack, strokes, maintenance. Because if I get you, I'll make you get maintenance.
Right.
Simply because I don't want to pay that high bill. So if we get you now, really the way it's set up, I mean, they put you to where people die because they can't afford healthcare. That's a real issue. But everybody talking about the drugs. Everybody talking about mental illness. People ain't talking about people may have to die because they can't afford health care.
Love Doctor, Miss Tuli, Sharabasi. I have a question for y'all. Did you guys have the opportunity to go to Timbuktu? Oh boy,
that's amazing.
That question was asked a lot.
He would answer that. Wow.
Do I get a check?
Hey, get Sarpong. Sarpong to answer that question.
No, we had one of the members.
Are y'all laughing at me or with me?
No. The reason we're laughing,
we laughing with you. We laughing with you.
They kept asking Africans about, you ever heard of Timbuktu? And we were like, why you keep saying that? You know,
right?
No, Timbuktu was supposed to be a place over here in South Africa, and they were like, no, I never heard of it.
Hey, hold on.
Right.
This how it happened. We at the slave castle, right? Let me put it in perspective. We're at the slave castle. We all interested. It's quiet. Everybody's about to cry. Silent. The guy is talking his English UK Ghanaian voice in 1992. So it's quiet. We hear it. We hear.
Right.
And so it gets silent. And somebody with us said, let me ask you a question. Have you heard of Timbuktu? so quiet. It's quiet. Hey, listen. That tour guide said, No. Let's carry on. It's kind of like you silly Americans, they teach you about the Timbuktu.
Oh, that was so hilarious.
So that's why we laugh, because when you said it, it just took us back to that place.
Okay, I just
So the guy say it was like he Dave. But it's probably a real place, a serious, real place. When that guy was saying it, he was like, he looked at Dave like, hey, and when he cut Dave down, I looked at him like, why would you ask that stupid question?
Wow.
It was hilarious, Confederate. It was hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So,
no, we didn't go there.
so my question would be: did they fictionalize Timbuktu, or is it actually a place in close proximity to Ghana? Because I was looking at the Bantu tribe, and did you guys ever run across any descendants or any actual Bantus? And that's why I was kind of asking about the gold trade that was between Ghana and Timbuktu, according to what they call African history. And I was wondering, did you guys have a chance to experience that, or was it something mythological, as a lot of the times that they put in these textbooks?
All right, so to answer your question about it being mythological, no, it actually is not mythological. It's actually located in a country in Africa called Mali.
Mali.
Right,
It's
Mali,
not located
right.
in Ghana. It's
Right,
located
between
in Mali.
Right. Okay.
And still to the day, the actual city in Mali is called Timbuktu.
Okay.
So we were just in the wrong country, asking the wrong people who've never heard of it.
And you know,
I'm not going to believe it until I see it.
Right,
Because
I got
that
you.
poor guy looked at Dave. Like they got y'all fooled.
and the reason I said that is because when we had the opportunity to sit down and talk and have supper that time when you guys were here in State 48, we were talking about the Golden Rule, and how I was making a comment about the Golden Rule and how that correlated with Ghana, and then ironically you all went to Ghana, and the gold trade between Mali and Ghana was supposed to actually had taken place back I believe I think like the 8th century or something like that. And I was trying to wonder if you guys actually walked that demographic. Did you guys experience that? Was there an influx of gold in the place? Obviously you guys weren't in that region because you talked about the living conditions of the people. So I was just wondering, that if it was folklore opposed to actually something that actually took place. So, and what better source to ask than somebody who's actually been there?
You know what's funny is the fact that they got resources that they can't refine themselves. They have to send outside of themselves to have refined and then given back to them. They could basically all of Africa could basically build the economy. They could buy the economy and all the debt with the gold that they have in oil. But none of these people trade on a major global stage to where they control. They're not OPEC. They're not the Saudis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There'll be somebody that has some oil and you'll be so limited on the market. They might let you, they control the side. Well, we'll let you sell 0.5% of oil, which will be a lot of oil for your country, which is not enough to stabilize your country. So it could be like the Saudis. Or Dubai, anything of a lighter skin, they're allowed to have than us.
Right.
And it's sad now people have the resources because, like Ghana gold, they can go sell it in Dubai for higher than the market price. Dubai will actually pay higher than market. The Indians, that's where they buy their gold from. Like all these people that own these shops, these gold, a lot of them are the Indian people.
Right.
Just show how many people have came, bought, robbed, took wealth, and now they turn around and sell it back to us. it's sad that we're at that point. We don't realize that we don't know how to come together as a people. I mean, and everybody, because we all stem from the same place, and come together and change the dynamics that keep all of us down, that keep us divided. So I appreciate my visit over there.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
really
every
rock.
day the answer is no. Tomorrow, when I come on with all my generators and everything else, we fix them roads and make people start stopping at them red lights. And when it rains, it floods.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Listen, when it rains, it floods.
Yeah, they got nowhere to pot that water. Yeah.
That water, man. All I'm thinking about water piled up on the street. I don't know if a crocodile found a hole.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I watch enough National Geographic. I don't play with water that fall out the sky like that. I don't talk about when it rains, it pours. It rain, it floods.
Flood, that's right.
Them people need to build an ark. I'm telling you, a lot of water.
Oh man, good stuff.
Yes, we definitely appreciate y'all. Definitely hanging there and get better. We know you've been having some ups and downs, but we gonna stay focused and we gonna keep trusting the Most High through it all.
That's right.
Make sure we clean up that diet. Diet.
Absolutely.
Exercise. Make sure you're infusing your water with lemon, limes, like cucumbers. Make sure you're infusing that water. Try to keep it alkaline. Alkaline bodies believe that when the body stays alkaline, disease can't live in it.
Right.
That's right. Yes,
so we're trying to mention, and then always keeping that mental positivity. That's for everybody. Do something to change yourself. Some within reach, some within ration that doesn't take away from you. That's my saying tonight.
Right.
Yeah, don't forget to get your copy of Wound Management, Bella and Her Too Many Shoes, Barack products.
Yeah.
That's right.
And whatever the wolf pushing, whatever you pushing, make sure you support that as well. The man of many hats.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
The Wall Street Wolf. Yes, sir.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, it's so therapeutic to see familiar faces encouraging one another, and empowering one another. You guys are doing a stellar job, and we appreciate you all giving a platform that we can express thoughts and ideas, and empower not only our people but people that are like-minded. And I believe Two Mics in the Mind is the face of that. Meeting real issues, real solutions, and all you guys are precious in my sight. You guys I hold you guys dear to my love. I really appreciate the contribution you guys are making, not only here but abroad, and it should not go unnoticed. So as we begin to start putting together something to get facilities for people to have running water and stuff that we take for granted, we really need to put our resources together to make that happen. And I'm all for it. This is your neighbor Confederate State 48 saying, hit that like button, hit that subscription, hit that cash app, and hit that like button.
That's right.
We appreciate you. I always appreciate you too. And definitely hanging there and get better. You're always in my prayers.
That's right.
Come on. Going through a lot. A lot of chaos for the families, but Yahuwah is too.
Always.
You appreciate nephew. We appreciate you too.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
Y'all always got a home in the square with us. It's like the Hollywood squares.
That's right.
Y'all always got a square on our page.
That's right. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. That's right. Greatest show in the world. I'm always promoting the show in Senegal. Always.
We appreciate it.
That's right. No problem. No problem. Thank y'all.
Appreciate you too, and I appreciate my wonderful co-hosts, each and every one of them, and what they do, and the diversity, the information, everything. We all come together and we do to help, make positive for our people all over the world, every race, every creed, every color. We all get an opportunity. We appreciate y'all guys listening in, giving every week, doing what you do. Giving your time, sharing the conversation. Going out having these conversations with other people. That's how we make changes. We don't want to just say something. We want to try to leave here and let's try to change the dynamics of things. Just like with Ghana. Alex said it the best. I mean, we going back to invest to put in. It ain't a place I live in today, but give me till tomorrow. And then right by tomorrow, we'll change it. And those that got like mind to be able to do it and want to do it, don't be afraid of going out and expressing yourself through diversity and doing things. Sometimes people try to be, diverse in culture, eating different foods or going different places. You got to go outside of your normal way you do things so you can create something different. In America, when you only do and find your life and live your life and make your life here, once America crashes, what happens to your life? What happened to your lifestyle? What happened to your goods? I try to teach my and get them to realize you got to do it. Corporations today don't just own in a country. They'll buy and invest in things outside. They realize how the market works. Things will crash. So what people do, people rent and move their monies in the other place they look safe. So these people pick places and they start looking at doing the demographics, doing the numbers, looking to grow, looking at where can I buy in for the most amount and gain the more. And then I can set myself up. When they grow, I grow more money. White people create the wave, follow the wave. Follow the way. Isn't that right? That's just being honest. Look at that. Tell you, say, follow. You ever did a physical? They said, follow my finger. Y'all ever did that before? That's right. Yes. You got to keep up what's moving, what's out in front of you. And that's how you got to be. You got to be foresight when you out here and you moving. Listen, I done lost a lot of money. I ain't going to tell you no lie. I have made a lot of money. I ain't going to tell you no lie. You have to be with it, be able to diversify. You got to know how to move. You got to know how to kind of be think about this and move. You can get caught in these people's system and you go nowhere. They'll lock you in, and before you know, they control your day and your night and your evening. They control your weekends because you had a dread of it and dealing with it. Oh no, you got to free yourself from that. It's just being honest. You got to free yourself from it. That's what kills people a lot of times. Mm-hmm. We have to be able to a way that makes sense for us. So it ain't for everybody, but somebody that can hear you take what you got, and we're gonna go from there. Our time ticking out on us. Past our time. All right, listen. We appreciate y'all guys again. I love y'all guys again. We always gonna be here for you, and we appreciate y'all always being here for you. Listen, if anybody asks you, do you mind? You tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. right here on Two Mics in My Mind. If nobody love you, hey, we love you. In our language is called a hug. Tuli, love, Dr. President Joe.
Yeah, yo.
Take us home.
Woo! Just a reminder, we'll be here next week.
That's right. We got the Muhard coming up, but you can watch us at the Well, y'all.
The Muhard.
Oh, Thursday. Yeah, yo. You better watch us Thursday. That's a free day. That's a free day we got. So we'll be back. We got to keep the Muhard, but you can watch us though. We'll be live on there. Almost every night, every afternoon. So go watch the schedule, come and watch us, and let's go. All right, y'all gotta go. I gave mine early, and they shot out the head. So when I did, it was so good. I said I can't do that again.
Yeah, I gave mine early too.
I know you did. All right, we're gonna call your name. We'll call your name. Don't forget, it gotta be off the dome. You ready? Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Third person. Love Doctor.
Always listen. He who does not listen has no advantage over he who is deaf.
Apparently you deaf, because you must have heard you say that lame junk earlier. This would have been a good time to be deaf, wouldn't it? All right, Boston, what you got for us? Anything gonna beat that. It ain't gonna be hard. He who is deaf has nothing over he that cannot hear. What is the definition of deaf? He that cannot hear. Go ahead, boss. What you got for out the dome?
Fish fillets, the American way.
Are you serious?
Every day, yeah.
Wow. That's scary. That is scary. All right, here we go right here. It's all on you tonight, Dr. Joe. When we come on that, you ready for us? This off the dome, right? You ready? Uh-oh. What you got? Here we go. This gonna be a good one. Watch this. Come on.
Come on, girl.
Being able to recognize your own negative behavior and toxic behavior is important.
Being able to recognize your own toxic
negative behavior and toxic behavior is important.
And toxic behavior is important. Yeah, that's gonna be good shit.
You don't put
chemicals in there too. toxic.
Wait,
Negative would have been
Oh,
all right.
man,
She
good.
you think about a battery when she throw toxic.
All right, let's
it wouldn't
eliminate
think about
toxic.
everything.
Let's put the negative and
All
that's
right, let's
it.
go to negative. I said it again then what I said without the toxic. Let's hear it.
Being
That don't
able
sound
to
too
recognize
bad. That don't sound
Being
too
able to
bad.
be negative. She said being able to be negative. What else?
being able to recognize your own negative behavior is
Yes.
important.
It's important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
put
sound
that toxic back there. I like that toxic.
come from chapter 3 of her
Well,
psychology book.
Boy.
all right. Now I want to see how good Tony's on gonna be. Tony, yours gonna be real
I already
good.
gave
You,
mine,
your
got
turn
mine,
now.
gave
What
mine.
you got?
I gave mine at
Yes.
10:30. I did mine. I said, this is mine. And that was straight off the dome. It was beautiful. Somebody had to go back and record it and give it to me because I can't remember. But it was so beautiful. I knew. Listen, I had when I was. I know. I said, I like that beautiful. That's you all day right there. That was that. But
Hey
that
Tony, what this mean right here, Tony? What this mean? What does this mean?
I mean, you need to put a check on that. Being, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that means being able to recognize your own negative, toxic behavior is important. Make sure you get a check. See, you not remember it. Being able to realize that you're negative. Recognize that you is negative. That's what Magic Johnson did. Able to recognize when he's negative.
All right.
All right, bring us home, Tuli.
Come on, Tuli. Here we go, Tuli. Is this the road one or this the one you supposed to have?
I see you both. What?
All right, give us the one you supposed to make. Oh, I know that. Why? Being able to be negative. Go ahead. Chick-fil-A.
Tony.
Declutter so you can flutter.
I like that.
No, you should have put mother in front of flutter.
That's what I said.
Flutter. What is she? What kind
But
of?
we do
Oh,
have
no,
to
we
declutter
can't.
though.
Declutter so you can flutter like a butterfly.
We are decluttering the sun. We are decluttering for this feast. We gotta
Declutter, flutter.
What is a flutter?
What
Flutter,
is
you know your heart
recognize
fluttering,
the
jumping,
clutter so
fluttering.
you can declutter.
Go call the doctor and tell the doctor that your heart is fluttering and see if that man don't send some ambulance or that wide slap open. She said being able to be cluttered. What's it? When?
Declutter so you can flutter. They flap you flap your wings quick. You know.
Flutter ain't what birds do. Birds fly. Who told you they flutter?
They flutter. Their wings flap. Okay, whatever. All right, fine. Okay,
Why's you going over there?
let me give you one. Okay.
Resident Joe just messed it up even worse.
What did she say? I heard
It was good. You
What was
recognize that, right, Bostic? It was good.
What was it?
Recognize the clutter so you can declutter. That was really good.
See, exactly. See? 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 She messed it up. That's
Y'all
what I
wanna
said.
talk about ours,
All
man.
right, never mind.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me leave y'all one. Okay. Every king was a crying baby, and every great building was once a map. It's not important where you are today, but where you will reach tomorrow.
Tomorrow is
Yeah,
not
I don't,
He said I'm
you know what?
McDonald's.
You know what? Yeah. All right, that's it. 2 strikes. You out of there. Out of there. Every building is a map. That's what you said. No, that's not true. You just went from a cry. You seen all them buildings with no maps in the buildings before. You seen it. I seen some made out of mud with no map. And I think you mean blueprint is what you actually referring to, and not a map.
With silver button, her back.
Boom.
So mother, for 15 cent, to see it.
One in a million.
Oh, you like that, don't it? That 1 in a million you. That's right, boss. Hey, that 1 in a million you, boss.
Back to the 4th of July. Lie. See, you don't know that. You don't know what you're talking about.
And on that note,
in the kitchen all day long, huffing and puffing and singing that song. All little Jabers on the Jaybird Street. Love to hear your mama go tweet, rock a rabbit. Tweet, rock a rabbit. Tweet, flutter. It's important to be negative. so you can be
No, sir.
toxic. Huh? And then you are has
Man, y'all is horrible. Y'all done killed it.
Huh? You ain't a has
what I
been. You a
said.
has. How about that one? Don't be negative. Crossed on a positive terminal, because then you'll be toxic. And then has met.
Well, we have jet lag, so
You got has man. You won't
Yeah.
be a has man, you'll be a
It's
has
about that time.
got brain fog.
Hey, think about it. But see, she the one locking together negative on the positive, oxidizing, chemical reaction, toxic. Toxic. Now you ain't a has been, you's a hazmat.
That's awesome, Tony.
Now people worry about being a has been. You can't because you're a hazmat.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Another
we
one,
appreciate
great episode in the books. It's about that time.
We appreciate
Boy,
y'all. That's what he doing in life, nothing.
Sleeping
That's
away.
what he doing. What
A hop. We'll hop you.
That's what he finna do. Man, finna go.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Dr. Jones, therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the
And the mind.
All right, you do something better. I'll do something better, and we'll be better together. Until next week.
Yeah, he got doo-doo. Good night.
A hop.
Don't do that. Don't do that.